Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, and wherever you're listening to this podcast, welcome. You're listening to Dramatic Amateurs podcast with me, Terry.
And I'm Mikey, and we are joined today with Ange and Simon. How are we both?
Pretty good. Pretty excited.
Yeah, you've come in
Those
uniform.
are two very different responses. Really good, yeah, great, yeah. All right.
It doesn't help that
We'll delve into
my
that.
voice is like a whole.
So I'm the other
tone
side. I'm the other
down
side
with-
of that.
yeah.
I've had the cold. I've recovered from it. I've
Brilliant.
already given it to Ange in the first place.
Lovely.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we're here in sunny Whitworth.
Yeah, absolutely. What a
Yeah.
setting, by the way, for anyone who's watching.
Yeah, absolutely. I've got an eye for these things.
Brilliant.
Thanks, mate.
Um,
Yeah, so we're here in sunny Whitworth. You guys are doing Spelling Bee.
Yeah.
We are.
Yeah.
Or to give it its proper title, Simon.
The 25th annual Putnam County Spelling Bee.
Good.
Oh.
I would never have said that. So.
No.
Yeah, excellent. Are you
It's quite a
excited?
funny one when you're trying to get Alexa to play something.
Because
Because she doesn't accept spelling bee.
She's not listening for that long, is she?
No.
well annoying.
When you're trying to say,
You've got to say all that every time you want a song.
Yeah.
That's annoying.
Or you just do it on your phone instead.
yeah, old school.
Yeah.
Just press a button.
Or a screen.
Yeah.
Yeah. How we doing? How's your week been?
It's been all right. I'm pretty sore.
Yeah, why?
Yeah, just doing a lot of running. I'm doing a big run challenge for charity, and
Talk about it.
I'm near the end now.
It's be done by the time this goes
Yeah,
out. won't
it'll
it?
be long done by then. Yeah. No,
Anyway,
I
but
was
people-
stopped running altogether.
People can retrospectively definitely donate, fund.
Yeah,
Support.
absolutely. Yeah, I'm doing it for Great Ormond Street Hospital charity. We do have a bit of a link to it with some of my family, and yeah, they just do a top job, don't they? And I wanted to give myself a bit of accountability and a bit of a deadline to do some training up and get the running going, because I'm absolutely awful at making myself do it and be consistent. So I thought I'd do a ridiculous challenge of trying to do 100 miles in May.
Wow.
You know, I'm not exactly built for running.
I don't know what you mean.
So it's been my PE teacher at the school. You won't get away with this these days. He was the way he was organising it. You had to set your times at my school. You had to do all the different distances and set your times every year. And he was like, and it was the 1500 metres, and he said, right, okay, all right, lads, race cars at the front, heavy goods vehicles at the back. Jesus.
Where did you go?
I was like 13 or something. I was like, I'll just go to the back, yeah.
Jeez, that's
what-
horrible. Wow. So
Yeah.
but you smashed it though. You've got 5 miles to do tomorrow.
Yeah,
Deadline day.
I'm up to 95 miles, yeah. I can't
That is
believe it.
amazing.
At one time I'd done 3 weeks, and I still had, and I'd only just passed the halfway mark.
Yeah.
So I've really,
Oh,
it's really
yeah.
been back end loaded, if that makes sense. So I've really can't take any breaks at now. It's killing
No.
me at the minute, but I've only got one more run to do
Right.
Yeah, that's quality.
tomorrow. So
Smashed
Nice.
yeah,
Well done.
thank you very much.
Manchester 10K this week.
Yeah, that was yeah. A couple of years ago, I did my first one ever, and then that one last Sunday just gone, was my third one that week.
Jesus.
It was a bit different. Although I still struggle just as much.
Yeah.
But just from being absolutely knackered, I think.
Do you
But yeah,
run
that's
with the-
how
run with
my
the
week's gone.
buggy?
Sorry.
Do you run with the buggy?
No, not yet, but it is something that we are looking into. We were looking on Facebook actually last night at one.
Yeah, like the
Yeah.
pro
Want
ones.
to
Yeah.
go and have a go with.
You won't know
give
what's
it a
it.
bit of a run. That's it.
Are
We
they a
like that in
thing?
the yeah.
Yeah, totally.
No,
Absolutely. Yeah.
3 wheel as well.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
what this one was I was looking at.
Yeah.
Oh, the satin. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I've seen people run with dogs in the similar things, so I should imagine you get them at the same place.
Yeah, you probably do. Yeah. Pets at home.
Pets at home.
Yeah.
Come here,
That's what you
Matthew, jump in there,
Yeah.
will you?
Yeah. Go on.
Hey, what were you?
Goodbye.
Shall we get a kennel? Oh yeah.
You're laughing, but my wife would love that. if all the stuff was from Pets at Home.
The
she'd be
glorified
living the
pens,
dream.
though, aren't they? What they put them in at the minute, like the glorified pet pens, essentially. That are
What,
in.
they put kids in?
Yeah, you know them
Oh,
things
we've
in
got
the
one.
yeah, I know
Little
you.
plastic prison.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's it.
yeah, quality.
Why can't they just do
Give
it
them a
pet
little tin cup so they can rattle it
Yeah,
along
yeah,
and sing a
absolutely.
song. Yeah.
Shout out to Lauren, who's on the committee, doing
Whoop,
stuff in
whoop.
the fridge and stuff. She's trying to be
Yeah.
quiet doing it, but she's not doing a very good job. I'm only joking. Yeah, that is the unseen hero
Oh yeah.
in her society.
The real hero, the person who does all the real work.
Yeah,
Aye.
and doesn't shout about it, don't go on about it, don't say that she gets the Tesco ordered to her house and then has to drag it all the way up here because the van couldn't make it. You
She
know,
won't go on about it though.
unsung hero.
Shout out to Colette as well, who cleans the toilets.
Oh man.
Oh yeah. Anyone else you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, Paul Winning pretty much rebuilt
Oh,
the
yeah.
place.
Yeah.
He pretty much has.
Okay, fab. I think we've covered everyone there, haven't we?
You started it.
That'll do. Let's not push it too far. Right, so Simon, what have you done today? Have you done anything nice?
Oh man, it's half term, so I'm just trying to do a bunch of things that I don't normally get the time to do.
Yeah.
Like I had breakfast in a cafe with my daughter.
Oh,
Went
nice.
to a
It's nice that we get to live in those
Yeah.
holidays, isn't it? It's nice.
Yeah, just small things like that, and I've been just like doing piddling little jobs around the house and trying to get those sorts of things done.
Yeah.
As whilst all simultaneously trying to learn 4-part harmonies and sort of
Right.
check the script and remember what the sort of dance moves are and stuff like
Yeah,
that. So
yeah. Look, get your moonwalking.
Not far off now.
no, it really
No.
isn't. It's
100%.
it's a short little rehearsal window we've had,
Yeah.
but it's quite a simple. Would you say basic? There's, no, I mean, like
Well,
the
the
actual.
harmonies are not
No, the
simple.
harmony. That's it. Because like structurally, it's a very simple. There's one set. There's only really one scene.
Yeah.
Right.
It's one day.
It's one day, and that's it. We all have one costume. There's nothing that complicated about the whole thing.
Lovely.
But then the singing is it really difficult.
That's where
and
they've
it's
gone for
all
it.
over the place. It's
You're
not
lucky
like
there's two people on a harmony.
yeah.
aren't you?
It's not like I've always got the bottom or the top
No.
or whatever. It's like sometimes I'm up and down and all over
Wow.
the place like that.
I've
So
always got the top.
it's
Which
yeah, of course
which
you
is
are.
great when I'm like a baritone right now.
Yeah, but it's sounding really good. So that's
Nice. So Ange, what about you?
Lots of trying to learn lines and this horrific cough I've had this last week.
Just trying to get
Oh,
through
yeah.
that.
Yeah, but
What's your sort
I've
of
got a lot
routine
of
if you're
speeches.
struggling vocal wise?
I don't know. I've never had this kind of chesty cough that I've had this time. So I've been having to kind of look at things to try and get it back. But last night at rehearsal, I started trying to tentatively sing a bit. But there are at the minute, it's like literally some of the higher notes. I open my mouth and nothing comes out.
Not there.
You
But
get
I just can't. I can't push it. Otherwise, I will end up with no voice.
you get everyone sort of
So,
sharing their
yeah,
favourite
just
vocal
trying to-
remedies and
Yeah,
what they
yeah.
do and their sort of routines for show week and stuff like that. It's
That's
quite
all
interesting.
disgusting.
Whale sperm.
Sponsored by Jakeman's.
Yeah, I've had
Yeah,
disgusting
Jakeman's.
stuff over the years.
Is it whale sperm, I think?
Yeah, that is
making
a
this
thing.
up.
Yeah.
Someone
I don't
mentioned
think I've had
didn't
that though. Although, it might have been in something I've had. I've had like some like remedies that are that look like they're like 50-odd-year-old.
they? Really?
You know, like in a
yeah.
weird bottle from.
Oh, Sanderson's.
Yeah.
That's the one that
That's grim.
that you're really not supposed to take things like that before you sing or anything
Yeah.
because it basically numbs you.
It just
Right,
makes
numbs
you
yeah.
your
think it's
throat,
all
which
fine.
means
Yeah.
that you don't know if you. But yeah, sometimes show week needs must.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Well, that's good. Shall we move into the first section?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Should we get to know our guests?
We like to call this "Get to Know Your Guest."
Guest.
Guest.
So we're going to ask you a couple of quick fire questions that you've definitely not seen before today. And
I forgot anyway.
we will choose a couple each
Yep.
and give us your best answer and we'll laugh about the ones that are funny. We'll run past the ones that aren't. All right,
No pressure.
We'll
Cheers,
move
cheers, mate.
straight on past it. If it's not, don't worry about that.
Oh, excellent. Right, let me kick it off then by saying, what is your guilty pleasure? We'll go to Whoever first. You were ready then.
Yeah.
Straight in there.
It's Animal Crossing's the game on the Switch.
Is it?
It's intended for like 8-year-olds, literally, and I'm hooked. I'm absolutely hooked. I started playing it because me and my 8-year-old got a shared Switch for Christmas.
Yeah.
And I was like, I was asking some of the kids at the college of teaching, like, what might be good for 8-year-olds like that. Oh, Animal Crossing, that was the first thing. So it's like, right, well, I better play it a bit to get her used to what she's doing. And then I'm like, no, it's Daddy's time. Get back. So
What is it? Talk me through it. What is?
it's one of them sort of world-building games, and
Like
you
Sims,
find,
isn't it?
it's all like you find resources, you build things, you sort of grow a society.
You know it, do you?
I know of it, yeah.
Yeah, you played a bit.
No.
Right.
No, because it's for 8-year-olds.
That's not the reason why I've not played it.
Give him 7 years.
I just don't have that one. More a Mario Kart
Oh yeah.
kind of guy, yeah.
Yeah, nice. That's cool. So that's your guilty pleasure.
Yeah.
That's your way to switch off from the world. That's cool. That.
Yeah, it's not
Fair
cool,
enough.
is it?
Hey,
No,
Mikey
hey.
says so.
I think it's really cool.
If anyone knows cool.
Hey. Hey. Let's leave it there. That.
Ange, what are you saying? Guilty pleasure?
It seems like not a guilty pleasure because of this podcast, but it is kind of musical theatre, really. I've always been really nerdy about musical theatre, and I have a tendency to bore people about it, especially when they don't like musical theatre.
They're not
at
into
all. No.
Do you like the really obscure
Yeah.
whatever
Yeah,
it
like the
is?
show that we're doing now, I persuaded, like, we're one of the people that persuaded them to.
Did you? Was this your
to do it.
idea?
Yeah, me and Georgia were.
Right,
Going,
okay.
just listen to the soundtrack, it's amazing.
It is
it's
really
funny.
good. The soundtrack's really
Yeah.
great.
What's your favourite show then of all time? What kind of show do you like to go and see?
A range, really. Like, I like things like Spelling Bee that are just a bit obscure and sort of more intimate and that kind of thing, and I love like the big sort of spectacle ones. Like, I think for a long time my all-time favourite were Miss Saigon, but that's like, I don't think you're allowed to say that anymore.
Why is that?
It's
What-
a
what's
bit,
the- why is
it's
it?
a bit
Some
insensitive.
people think it's on the verge of being cancelled altogether, don't they?
Yeah.
Why is it on the-
It has
on the
been
edge?
changed though.
It's
quite a
it's
bit.
changed a
Like,
bit, hasn't it? Yeah.
it's not like Jonathan Pryce playing a Vietnamese fella
Yeah.
anymore, is it? It's they do try and.
I might need to watch it before it gets
Do you know what?
cancelled.
It's a great show. It's an amazing show. It's one of my
Yeah.
favourites, and it's
Yeah.
so sad. It's such a sad story,
Yeah.
and the music's
Heartbreaking.
out of this world.
We
Isn't
Die.
it?
We
Phenomenal.
Die.
Yeah,
It's
We Die's
got
one
to
of
be such an underrated
yeah
song.
one
in
of the
terms
best musical
Les
theatre songs
Mis
of all
always
time.
sort of
Yeah.
overshadows, but We Die has got to be one of the best choral numbers.
I absolutely smashed it one year. I got for my wife Christina, I got her tickets for Les Mis in London in January, and for my mum, I got her tickets for Miss Saigon
Amazing.
in London in January.
And you went along.
I
with
had
it.
the best
So
time.
you had the best time, yeah.
And we went that January was awesome.
Happy birthday.
Yeah,
One of them,
it's
isn't it?
yeah.
I don't mind.
Where
paying
should
for
we
that.
go this time?
Yeah, absolutely. Go on,
And,
Terry.
but yeah, it covers quite sensitive topics.
I need to watch it.
Yeah.
Which
I think it's
part?
kind of
set in Vietnam,
American
in
hero,
the-
like
in the
the
Vietnam War.
Americans are the
Right.
heroes and kind of
It's not necessarily very historically accurate. Perhaps it's a little bit
Yeah,
biased to like the Americans,
Right.
and perhaps
Yeah,
not shown
like
in the light it
Western.
really was.
yeah.
And obviously that comes to light in modern times, and it seems a bit perhaps insensitive in places.
And originally, the casting was not good.
Yeah,
Like they
inappropriate
didn't
casting
cast
over the years,
appropriate
big times.
appropriately. Like Jonathan Pryce is like a posh white bloke playing a Vietnamese
Right.
fella that like yellow face it is. Isn't it?
Yeah.
Yellow face.
Yeah.
Right.
And yeah.
But what a show! Phenomenal show.
incredible.
The music is fantastic, and
And a helicopter.
I'm just going to say that
Yeah.
that was the first bit of like spectacular
Yeah.
staging that I'd seen. I don't know if I
Yeah.
saw that first or if I saw Phantom first with the chandelier.
Yeah.
But they're my
Yeah.
first two sort of examples of on stage where I was like,
Like,
wow, how have they done that? You know.
Yeah.
Big helicopter comes down.
Yeah.
It's mega,
Yeah, the original was the best because that it was literally like it looked like a helicopter, whereas now they're kind of arty with it, aren't they?
Yeah.
More modern.
Well, they've got to fit them in smaller spaces
Yeah.
now, haven't they?
Yeah.
Right,
Go on,
very good.
Terry.
Right, my turn.
Ask
These
a
are supposed to be quick fire.
Mm-hmm.
What is your favourite joke or just a punchline?
Well, the whole joke is what goes tick tick woof tick tick woof.
I don't know. What goes tick tick woof tick tick woof?
A watchdog. So lame. So
I'll take
incredibly
it.
lame.
I'll take it.
Yeah, I like it.
Oh.
And have you got a joke?
I actually had to Google it because I can never remember any jokes whatsoever, and if I remember this, I'll be really impressed. And it's musical theatre themed.
Nice. On brand.
Why does Evan Hansen not like Mac? Because he's waving through windows.
I thought mine was bad.
That's a stretch,
So
that one.
bad. It's so bad, it's good.
I had to check whether it was funny though through taking. You said 3 names, I didn't know who any of them were. So is it a good one? This? Yeah, but you also answered our next quick fire question through that one, which is your last Google search. So we'll choose another one. What are the least likely 3 words someone would use to describe you?
Words if you can, Simon, rather than sentences.
Yeah.
Why do you say that?
For me, like quiet. Am I stealing yours?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Well, it is dramatic. I think most
quiet.
people know dramatics to say that.
Lazy, and I don't know, probably normal. Yeah. It's mostly through teaching. I think my classes think I'm absolutely nuts.
Right.
Because I quite enjoy talking to people about maths all day. I realise that is fueling the not normal thing.
Yeah, but I reckon when you follow that up with playing Animal Crossing every night,
Really balances it out.
you're like, oh, he's actually quite a normal guy.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, quiet was one of mine as well. Serious, and I can't even think of a third one. No.
What about unkind?
Unkind, yeah, I'm really unkind.
I said no, at least like to these, don't forget.
Yeah.
That was
Persuasive.
Yeah,
That's a compliment, that, somewhere.
Right, okay.
Good memory.
What is, this is one of my favourites, this one. What is not a big deal to most people, but torture to you?
This is hard.
If you're talking musical theatre specifically, it's when someone's doing an accent, right, and they do it really well, and then there's one word that they regularly drop. Right, so I'd rather hear a bad accent that's consistent, and there's one word and they'll say
a really good accent, but
it'll be mum instead of mom, or they'll be doing an American accent and they get just not quite the right punch. It makes me want to peel my skin off.
So the last show I was in was with Simon, so while they were saying those examples, did I say mum at any point in that show?
You were wonderful.
I
When
didn't have
you were ad-libbing in character at half time, you haven't got a clue what you said.
Yeah, no idea. Oh, wait, was it when I went out on Greece? At Greece?
Yeah?
Yeah, no idea. No idea. No, I don't think the accent dropped though. That accent
No, I
was
don't
quite
think you didn't at all. You were amazing.
That's good. I agree with you though. That is well annoying.
Yeah.
It gets on my nerves. That.
Yeah.
Me, for me, it is. Well, again, I'll stick with the accent thing or voice. Like when someone's got a very specific voice through a musical.
I'm just laughing
And
at Lauren, the
Lauren
panic of Lauren,
rattling
and
the
then she made a
bottles.
really small noise.
When they've got a very specific voice, but then when they start singing, it disappears. It kind of like, oh, what was I watching? That somebody had they had a very strong accent, and as soon as they started singing, it was just American, really, or slightly English. You know, like the
Western.
accent had disappeared. And I was like, well, you're not in character now. You're just singing a song because the accent's not there.
Because singing in
it can kind of think like sort of on big notes and stuff. It can kind of maybe peter out a bit, but it still has to be there for the
singing in
majority of the
singing in
song.
accent is one of the things I find hardest about this.
Is it?
Yeah. That's
Singing in American.
struggling with that.
Yeah, and that's come up on a previous pod. That
that's
like because you can learn the song and you learn it through. Well, I learned it through like my own voice, and then you got to like try and marry that up to be the voice of the accent that you're trying to do. I think that's pretty tricky. A tricky skill to master.
I think Little Shop of Horrors, Audrey's, like, I think that's when my first annoyance came of, like, because when those big, sort of powerful, like, notes come out, suddenly she's gone from this really cutesy little American voice to like, ah!
Yeah.
And it's...
I love that everyone who listens to this, because predominantly the musical theatre based and they've been in shows, they're all questioning themselves at this point.
Yeah.
Do I go out of accent?
Is that me?
Yeah. Do I let a word slip when I'm speaking? Yeah, good.
Very pernickety.
I think
But it's still quite arrogant to assume that it's not you.
absolutely.
You know,
Yeah.
that
Oh
kind
no,
of
I'm
thing.
very,
And
very
I never
aware.
drop a word.
Yeah.
No.
You know, I never in 20 years have I dropped. Yeah, right. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, so let's move on because I feel like we've got to know our guests and we know these quite well, which probably
Absolutely.
should mention. Being in shows with these guys is what we do, and this is your home, really, isn't it?
It is.
You've returned.
Yeah.
You've gone on about doing this directing. You've
Prodigal
kept it
son.
all under wraps, and now all of a
This
sudden,
is where it's going to take place.
bang,
Yeah.
we're here.
I'm going to be back in my home society directing the next show.
Cool, isn't it?
Yeah. Absolutely. Looking forward to it.
But just in case you're not sure, this is your time to promo the Spelling Bee, which if you are listening, you may not have heard of, you may have heard of. Tell us where it is, when it's on, how much it costs and all that jazz.
It's at St John's Hall in Whitworth, Rochdale. It's 10th to the 15th of June. Tickets are £14, 7:30 each night, no matinee. It's going to be a banger.
Yeah?
Monday to Saturday.
Monday to Saturday, that's a good point.
Yeah, because not many people do Mondays these days.
No,
We're not
so
doing a matinee, so we're doing a Monday.
You're doing a 6-nighter?
Yeah.
6-night run. 14 quid's got to be mentioned as well. I think that's pretty
Ticket sauce.
Ticket sauce, yeah.
Also, if you have a group of how many is
It was
it?
10.
10, I
If
think,
you have
yeah.
a group of 10, get all your friends together. A group of 10 gets a 10% discount.
Nice.
I don't think I have that many friends.
Yeah, I'm out as well. I think we struggle if we married our
Yeah.
friends up as well. That's quality. So how are things going with it? How's it running? In fact, before you do that, before we go into how you're doing, talk to us about a little synopsis of the show. Tell us what's good about it, what happens in it, but not too much. Don't tell us who dies.
Is it the semi? What is it? Is that?
It's the final. It's like the county.
Final, isn't
it's
it?
the county final.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
And the regional.
Yeah. So the spelling bee, the
Spelling
region,
bee.
then they go off to nationals, and so there's however many hundreds of kids from around the country going
Yeah.
to the nationals, and so it's a bunch of kids at their sort of local or district spelling bee, and that's it, really.
Yeah.
Okay. The spellers
It's
get
that,
eliminated one by one.
Yeah.
One of the things that's quite unique about this is that they get, I can say this, can't I?
What?
The thing that we had happen last night for the first time.
Audience.
Yeah.
We do.
We do,
have
people-
4 audience volunteers.
People get up onto the stage as part of it.
Dragged up.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then it's sort of Angie's responsibility to sort of get rid of them at the sort of right moment, and it's all quite structured.
Right.
And so it's a nice little thing. So we had a run last night. My eldest daughter came up and was one of the sort of people in the audience. Paul Wynn was there. The director Mark was sort of being in the audience and working out how all that's going to work.
Paul Wynn was struggling not to do an American accent, wasn't it?
Yeah.
He started, because we were all doing American accents, suddenly Paul Wynn was like...
Just joined in.
Yeah.
That's how good he is, Paul.
That is how good he is.
Yeah.
He is.
That's kind of it. There's sort of one scene.
Yeah.
It's the spelling bee. Spellers get eliminated one by one.
Yeah.
It's an excuse for singing some really good songs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The
with
songs
incredible harmonies.
for it being not a
Mad
well-known
harmonies.
musical at all, the songs are absolutely amazing. They're really good.
And the madder the choreography, the harder the harmonies.
Yeah,
Which is
always
like,
at the same time.
The choreography is brilliant.
Yeah, yeah.
I absolutely love
There's a
it.
certain song where they're all running around like lunatics. I get to just sit and watch them, which is great.
Nice.
While they're trying to do like cartwheels while singing like sustained harmonies and things. It's just like
Wow.
There's a fantasy ballet at
there's
one point,
fantasy
which
ballet,
is
which
my
is
absolute favourite bit out of all.
great.
Absolutely hilarious.
But also, it's like it's so funny, but it's also really touching.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like it's adults playing children. That's probably an important thing to say.
Very much so. I'm playing a 13-year-old.
Yeah. So adults playing children, and he shaved his beard off, especially.
I have shaved, especially. I've
Oh,
gone
you
clean
look
shave.
different today.
Yeah.
Best I've seen you look.
Cheers, man.
You look great.
I look 13, don't
Yeah,
I?
absolutely. Not a day older.
Yeah, especially with your 17. Is she 17? Your daughter?
She's 16, yeah. My daughter's
16-year-old
older than me,
daughter
yeah, Jesus.
actually
Ah.
coming to rehearsal. But yeah, it's really, I kind of, in a tiny sense, I'd kind of say it has a touch of Blood Brothers in that you've got adults playing children, but they're actual characters. They're not like just caricatures.
Yeah.
Like, they have very personal stories, each of them, don't they?
Yeah.
And some of them really quite touching, and it has got that kind of
So it just goes
Black
go into
comedy.
each person's backstory a bit.
It's
a little bit, yeah. It comes in and out, doesn't
It's
it?
a small cast.
Yeah.
Right, there's like 9 of us, and there's at least one big sort of point in the show where each character is quite spotlighted,
Yeah.
and you sort of, I'm not saying you get their whole backstory, but you find out a lot about them,
Yeah.
and then what's driven them to the spelling bee as it is, and how it all works, and
Yeah.
it's sort of really
Yeah.
nicely done.
Right.
Yeah, and there's a few doubling up of roles as well.
There's some quality doubling up.
Because some people double up as parents and
Don't
and
give
things like that.
the other one away.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, don't give that one away because that'd be something great. Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be great to see if you don't know it
Excellent.
when that bit happens. That'll be
Looking
lovely
forward to
surprise.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah, me
there's-
too. I'm excited.
Yeah,
I don't think it's.
by somebody that you just would not expect.
I don't think it's a very well known show. So I think
No.
if you're listening to this, 14 quid, and
Yeah.
you know they've sold it really well, and I think it's worth coming along to see. I'm intrigued as to how it's all going to play out. I find it really interesting that there's no costume change. It's all one scene, like one
day.
scene, and it's all.
Some places do it as a one act.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're doing it as 2, but it is.
Yeah.
It can be done like that.
Yeah.
Right.
If it's
That
a
is
pro,
cool.
it's not particularly long. I know some people like slightly shorter shows.
Yeah.
It's very intimate and it's not that long, is it? Like you say, a lot of people do it in one act.
Yeah.
And that's why you've got the
But
opportunity
we
to
need
do
money
it.
on the bar, so we'll.
But you got the opportunity to do it because you're doing it in our own place,
Yeah.
in St John's Hall, which is where Whitworth amateurs are based,
Yeah.
and they do all the rehearsals, and then they do a show here. Well, they do 2 shows here, the panto and a show, and then the main adult show then goes on in a local theatre. But it's really nice to have that opportunity to put shows like this on, I think.
Yeah,
And
it is.
again,
We
give
can do
people the
something a bit
opportunity
more
to come
obscure.
to come and see something that
Yeah.
they've not seen before. Because how often do you get the chance to do that? It's much more like, oh, they're putting this on now, or it's that famous show.
Yeah.
Oh, go and see that. You know, I think it can be harder to sell a show people don't know about, but also by the same token, you know, you've got a chance to see something totally new.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I've lost my thread. I can't remember what I was going to say then.
I'd actually never seen Little Women before.
It's
No, that
Before-
was
before
yeah,
last
me
year.
neither.
Yeah.
And I
and
came to
was
see
fabulous.
that and loved
was,
it.
Yeah, it was great. Great show to see.
Yeah.
Yeah. What? So that's what it was. What would you say then? Are like the big challenges with this show?
Time frame, because we've had
Very
a
short window.
very short rehearsal period with
Yeah.
been 5-6 weeks.
5-6 weeks.
Wow.
To turn it around.
Like
It's doable for this show.
The MD was a bit like, ooh.
Yeah.
I've not seen her for a while.
What about the show specifically, though? If that was put on somewhere else, what difficulties are there with this show? You mentioned the singing before.
It is the singing.
The
It's the
singing
harmonies are not
There's nowhere
straightforward.
To hide, is there? There's nowhere to hide.
With there only
Yeah.
being 9 of us on
Yeah.
stage, there is nowhere to hide.
Yeah, and one
So-
person doesn't sing at
There's-
all. Brian doesn't sing at all.
No. It's funny because the script has been, for me at least, has been quite easy to learn, because you sit there on these bleachers for the whole duration, someone calls you up and gives you a word to spell, and then it all locks into your brain quite easily which bit it is once you've heard that word.
Yeah.
Unless you're Dan. Dan
Well-
struggles to spell, but it's quite in character.
Yeah. So
Dan's playing Dan, really.
That's crazy, that. I've never seen him play himself on stage.
Oh, ooh, Dan.
There
you go.
Why are you making this all?
Lovely shout out. No, it's just nice that you shouted him out like that.
He doesn't usually have a cape. He's got a cape.
He's got a cape.
And a helmet.
He'll
Helmet.
love that. He'll love that. Yeah.
They're suggesting alterations to the cape, aren't they? It's like,
Yeah,
oh, it's
yeah.
a
He's
bit
like,
too
it's
long.
too big. He's been a drama queen.
Again, never seen Dan as a diva.
Too many shows now. It's come straight from
That's it now, yeah.
Straight
That's
from
it.
Adam's family.
So I reckon we know enough about Spelling Bee. Come watch it.
Yeah, absolutely. Get yourself a ticket.
Yeah.
14 quid. What else you going to do?
Yeah.
I know
Lovely
you're...
evening at the theatre. And you can
Absolutely.
come and sit right where we're sat right now and have a drink.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
But Lauren's
The
put
bar's
in the fridge
always
that's clean.
Yeah,
open.
they'll be cold.
They'll be cold and
Yeah.
clean. So everything's good. What we're going to say then, let's go on to our next segment.
Yes, indeed.
This segment is where you play the sound effect that you've not done, so just do it.
Get in the
bin! And you might have a bin shutting.
Yeah, but I did the noise and he was like, no, that's more like a toilet door.
And that was more like a creepy villain coming out of the corner. It's hard to do a bin. What's your best bin noise, Simon?
No,
Okay.
that did not go
A
well.
little bit curved at the
No.
front, that, wasn't it?
I thought it was
sorry.
indigestion. So this is the part of the podcast where we love to take away anything in the AmDram world that gets on your nerves, gets right on those nipples, and you want to take it. you want to take it away, all right? So, and we're going to argue at the end of this. And generally, Terry's out quite early, so Terry ends up with Saturday.
Yeah.
Well, last today.
I'm gonna
is-
win.
All he does every single episode is try and set it up so that mine is no way going anywhere near that bin.
Terry ends up deciding based on
Well,
his
I know what my
choice.
decision is today already.
What's that?
Mine's going in. So-
Yours is in the bin.
Yeah.
But if you're in the contention, you won't be able to choose, mate.
Well, let's see what
Game over. Anyway, have you had a chance to think about what you would put in the bin?
I have. I've
You
had
have?
one ready for a while.
Nice.
Oh.
Yeah, right. The word amateur. Like
Yeah,
literally
nice.
the word amateur.
Yeah.
And I'm quite annoyed because I think I'm a really recent sort of entrant into this world. Like I only started about a year ago.
Right, okay.
Never having done anything about it before, and I think the word amateur always put me off, or I just ignored it, or whatever.
Right.
And there's nothing amateur about any of it. Do you know what I mean? It's just amateur because we don't get paid, but it's.
I was just about to say, are you getting paid?
Angie's like, there's definitely one thing amateur about it.
and to the extent there are quite a few societies changing their names.
Oh yes,
to
the
remove
theatre companies
the
now.
word.
Lots of places
lots
have
of
theatre
them.
companies now.
And I just think I should have been doing this 20 years ago,
Yeah.
and I wasn't. And I think I've been
You think
looking
that's
for something
one of the
like
reasons why?
I think I've been looking for something like musical theatre for ages. I've tried different things and nothing has quite hit right.
Right.
So for me, it's that.
What's one of the reasons? I've missed that point. What do you mean?
The word amateur.
The word amateur.
So the amateur put you off doing
I
it
don't.
20 years ago?
It's not. I just in general, I think I would have loved to do shows and stuff like that.
Yeah.
If I hadn't had this thing in my head that amateur means shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
Well, it is, it's negative. It's quite a negative term. Isn't it?
Yeah.
I've thought
It's like
about it.
satisfactory. It's one of those
Yeah.
words that.
Yeah.
We also had some
Once upon a time,
feedback
it did
about
used to be
it.
quite amateur, didn't it?
Right at the start of the podcast, we had some feedback from a very, I'm going to say very old. That's offensive. A long time member of Whitworth Amateurs from way back in the day, maybe even before your time, Ange. A lady called Vicky Schofield, she had an issue with the word amateur as well, but it was more about how it's said. It shouldn't be said as amateur, it should be amateur.
Oh, okay.
Oh, right.
Because
So
it's actually a
So
French
it's
word.
an espresso kind of.
Yeah.
I genuinely think there's a thing with what you said there, and I support your argument so far about getting that into the bin. Because when I come off stage and I see friends, like I was one of those people. I thought, it's going to be rubbish, and I think the venue decides that, but then once you've got lighting, sounds, costume, people are quite blown away with how spectacular it actually looks on stage.
Oh yeah.
How it comes across, and they can't quite believe it. So when you say it to a friend, they'll be like, "Oh right, that's great." And then when they come and watch it, they're like, "Mate, I was totally wrong."
I was
sorry.
I was walking through the auditorium of Middleton Arena after one of the Young Frankenstein shows, and there was a guy just stood there talking to someone else. He goes, "Were they actors then, or normal people?" And he was like, that's what he said. And I'm like, oh,
Well,
neither,
they're normal people, maybe.
neither, both.
Yeah, absolutely.
What I would say though is like that it depends on how you sort of phrase it, because in a way you could have that people that are in amateur dramatics are one up on professionals in terms of they are going to other jobs. Lots of people are working full time and doing that, learning the lines. I think on top of everything.
Absolutely.
It's not like their job. It's like they've got a lot more.
I do think maybe, and this is probably unpopular opinion, and I'm bringing things back to reality. But we've all been and watched shows that maybe don't live up to what what we're talking about now. So and they do look a little bit like, the word amateur does come into those shows a little bit. So there's elements of it that isn't absolutely on point. Is what I mean. And I think that's probably the difference, the key difference as well. But I'm being devil's advocate
money
there.
as well. Like these days, there's so many societies that are struggling. To.
But then they have to
sort of get that, which is why the majority have to kind of do a bums on seats show, and then you have to do something like Annie that brings everybody in to do something a bit more, which is why we're really lucky here in that we do a more, not necessarily bums on seats, because once it sold really, really well, but nobody knew that I know. But nobody knew that
it was a bit more of a risk, wasn't it?
Nobody knew it.
Yeah, it was a bit more of a risk.
Yeah.
So what about you, Ange? What's your get in the bin?
I don't know if I can think of one. I probably think of 5,000 when I go home.
I'll jump in then. I'll do mine.
Okay.
Mine is to anyone at a rehearsal who's part of the cast and says something really obvious it's generally to a choreographer, and will offer their really important, valuable, constructive support to the person who's definitely not thought about it and considered all the things. So that person who chirps up and makes it dead awkward in a rehearsal is mine. So if you're one of those,
what if we did this backwards instead? What if we did it facing the other way?
Can I just make a suggestion? Is it all right that we don't have 3 lines, we have 2 lines, or can we do a forward kick instead of a side kick? Shut up. Shut up and be quiet. Let them
do
get
as you're told.
Because generally, all the choreographers that I've worked with are dead nice, and they'll diplomatically answer and won't say, "Nah, shut up, you're doing it my way." And that's what it needs at that point. I think. That's my thing. Get in the bin your needless input of people.
I'll use that if I need to when I'm directing. Well, as Mikey said,
shut up
and just do what I told you, please.
Absolutely. I think that's well justified to be in the bin. So
my luck would be that I'd be like, no, just do it my way, and then I'd be like, their way. That's actually a bit better.
Yeah, have you got pride though? Have you got pride?
I'd be like, the very next week. Listen, I've had an idea, guys.
Look, I've thought about it, and we're going to do it a little bit different. Yeah, I like that. Because sometimes it is an obvious thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
But my point is more how it's said. You know, there's a time and place.
It's that person that says, right, everyone, excuse me.
That's the person. It's not the person
We've
who
all
goes
met
quietly
that
after.
person.
Yeah.
Oh, I've thought of one.
Go on then, Ange.
It kind of opposes a little bit, or goes with what you've just said, which is MDs, directors, or choreographers that leave things as an open-ended question, and then it kind of becomes a bit of a democracy, and everyone's got a different idea. Shall we do this? Or like, what do you think? And like, no, do not ask that. And
I've
like,
totally done that.
Would you like to do this harmony again?
Totally done that.
Do you think you need to do those harmonies again?
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
Did you not hear that?
Yeah.
We really need to do those harmonies again.
Yeah, I like it, and I like
The basses weren't singing at all.
Wow, just pulling it
And
right
just,
out.
excuse me,
Hello.
guys. Can we just go through that again for these guys?
Yeah.
So I think you're the person I'm talking about. Yeah. Sarah, go on. You said you're going to save this because you're going to blow us all away and win. Let's hear it.
Yeah.
No, I'm not really. But I just didn't want you sabotaging me from the start.
Well, I think it's already happened.
So-
you're going to crumble.
Yeah, it's possible. Mine is, again, it's just another really simple one, but it does really wind me up. And it's ill-fitting costumes. Just when,
you can't take your eyes
it's
off
given
it.
to you,
Yeah.
and you have to have it. And you didn't want to be that person who chirps up and go, actually, can I just get my own costume for such and such?
Yeah.
You might be quite new to the site, or whatever, you might not quite have that relationship, whatever, because like I would stamp and put my foot down now, of course, and be like, actually no, Andy, can I speak to you about this? But like, when you're just given something and it's, you've already done it, you're like, actually, can I just, no, I've got to have it right, just got to have this one, and then it just, looks ridiculous, and you know it does, and you're like, I've just got to wear it. I've got such a harrowing memory of a show that I loved doing when the costume was just awful, and I can't think about doing that show. That is one of my favourite memories.
Yeah.
Without thinking the end of that being that effing costume, and the end of it, and the photos are the worst. Just in case you want to look it up, Mikey, I'm sure you will.
Can we put it on the Instagram?
Yeah, it's Return to the Forbidden Planet. The first time we did it.
When you did it you do it at the Coliseum? Is that the one?
No.
I think that's the first time Andy did it. Andy
We
Kelly.
did not the first time. The second time we did it. The first time I was Ariel the robot on roller skates, and that was at Gracie Fields Theatre when the Civic Hall in Whitworth had burnt down.
Is it when Martin played the robot?
The second time is when Martin played the robot and I played the captain. And that costume, there was like a full set of costumes that all matched, obviously, because it's like Star Trek rip-off, really, isn't it? But set to Shakespeare's words, and then rock and roll songs.
Nice.
Which is player actor as well, so you've got to play the music as well. So it's like being in another band and stuff, which it was all a load of it was all about a bit of me, big time.
Yeah.
Although I did get some paint on my keyboard, my really expensive keyboard, which was like painted into the spaceship thing. I was like, just some paint on here, yeah. Brilliant. But yeah.
So anyone who's interested, before you were a diva to be able to say you were happy about costumes, we'll put a picture on the socials and show them
just
exactly.
put that picture on.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, me too.
Oh man.
Right, so let's argue with these three, shall we?
Yeah, go for it.
Because I feel like we've heard enough about Forbidden Planet.
Yeah, I'm sure you have, yeah.
Tell
Tell me some more about you, people chirping up.
Yeah, okay. So, you know, when you're... I'm joking. Terry V's costumes, is anyone thinking that's a strong contender?
Ill-fitting, awful costume that just takes a bit away from.
That's a shame for you, like for your memory of that. I agree.
It's
Is
making me
it
think of
bad
Dan
enough?
Dan Fielden's original dungarees from Panto that were... Oh no, it wasn't Dan, it was Ryan. Like, they put him in these dungarees, and like for the whole rehearsal that he wore them, there was an area of his body that nobody could take their eyes off because they were very, very tight.
Oh, yeah.
And there was one point where he had to kind of lunge down onto one knee, and literally I had to close my eyes because I just thought they're going to rip him in two.
Oh no.
But
That is a really
amazing costume. He got better.
It is a really good one because it can really draw you out of.
Yeah.
I saw a production recently where, did you see that series of Taskmaster where Phil Wang was in the sort of yellow jumpsuit and he basically, you could just see his
everything.
junk. And I saw a production recently where one of the main characters had that going on, and I'm like,
Oh no.
absolutely focusing on the meat and two veg.
Yeah.
Oh, it's almost like, I mean, it's like really sparked off quite a big conversation.
It's quite a big. It's a really good point, Terry.
You
Yeah.
know, yeah.
Amateur, are we having that?
Well,
Or not? What's your opinion on amateur?
The word amateur that you're now saying correctly.
Well, you brought it up, so I better...
I like it. I like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
I didn't know you could learn. It's good.
I try hard.
Very trying. Amateur or chirping up,
Well,
or
yeah, right.
ill-fitting, dodgy costumes,
Yeah.
or open-ended instructions.
Yeah, people that don't
What does
commit,
everyone else think?
Don't commit to.
So
what
let's
they're
dismiss.
telling people
Simon,
to do.
which one do you think's the least strongest? Let's come on, we need to get this done. Who do you think's bad? Not person. Which
I've
side?
never experienced what Ange said
Right, so
about
Ange
that
is out.
open-ended.
I-
Whoa, Jesus, man! What?
Brutal.
I'm not making it. I'm not taking another
Simon,
decision.
I don't know if I'd agree with you, but okay, we'll go with you.
I'll tell you not to work with afterwards.
Yeah, there you go. I think everyone wants to say the amateur one. Personally, it's like it's a big one, isn't it? It's a massive thing to take out. People are already doing it. I don't think it'd be a bad thing to put in the bin.
What, you think that should go in the bin?
Yeah,
The word amateur.
yeah. I think people that are wearing bad costumes should become more confident and just say stuff.
Right?
You know? Come on. No?
I'm afraid I completely disagree.
Do you? Why?
Because you're wrong.
I just think say it. But I also think that maybe people should call out my people. But there's a diplomatic.
No.
I feel
not
like
the right way
it's
to
a
say
tough one, is because I'd probably put all four in the bin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're
So
all
there
alright,
isn't
aren't
any
they?
obvious, like,
There is
definitely
one thing though,
not.
I have
Simon
seen.
said Ange.
I
Well,
do
we've
like
got to
the
do what Simon
amateur
says.
one. I do like the amateur one, but I have seen a show before thinking it was professional, and it was awful. And I found out after it was amateur, and it felt like false advertising.
Do you know what?
I mean? Like, we know
Yeah.
that
This
there's
came
a
up
lot
on a
of
previous
very, very
episode.
good amateur, but there's also still a lot of.
This was
great.
in a roundabout way. This came up on a different episode where they were talking about. I think it was somebody's getting the bin about like charging like 30, 40 quid
Oh,
for a
God.
ticket.
Yeah.
You know, and this idea of going on in a venue perhaps that does have pro tours and stuff like that. Maybe trying to make it seem like it's a pro tour to hike the ticket prices up.
Okay.
Which was a tough one. It's a difficult one, that, isn't it? Because it would
Yeah.
allow you to have a bigger budget and create perhaps more professional standard production.
Yeah.
But they have a big issue with saying, you know, it's all, are you lying? Is it false advertising?
You've got to be very confident when you put those tickets out that you're going to have an amazing show. Because let's face it, like, there are some amazing societies that most of the time put on amazing shows, but even the most amazing societies sometimes do a duffing.
Oh,
and
yeah.
even the most amazing
Yeah,
show,
yeah,
there is.
And I bet we've all been in at least one, although I don't know, you two are relatively new to amateur dramatics, but me and Terry have definitely been in duffins.
Oh, aye.
Let's use AmDs then. So out of these three AmDs, which is your least favourite? Which one do you think's got the least strength? Who's pathetic?
I'm a bit like Terry, I think they all need to go in the bin.
Yeah, that's not an option.
No.
Today.
I'm happy for ill-fitting costume to not go in the bin.
Do you think?
That's fine.
Yeah, okay. Between you and I.
Let Terry decide.
I'd say let's put the word amateur in the bin.
Yeah,
Done.
I know.
Yeah.
Amateur.
Let's do it.
Yeah,
I
amateurs
just
in
thought
the
you were
bin.
calling me one.
No, you don't.
Whitworth and Dramatics Society.
Yeah, okay. So amateur has gone.
It's in the bin.
It's in the bin because these
Solid.
productions
Because
that
they're,
are put
they're
on-
anything but.
Yeah, okay. I'm agreeing with that.
Fantastic.
Right, girls and boys, this is the time for you to shine. We are going to do the 60-second quiz. Oh God,
Come on.
hello. Can
Don't
we
say
edit
the
this
name
out?
wrong.
No. The Dramatic Amateurs 60-second quiz is happening right now, and you are playing for the coveted trophy that is a Dramatic Amateurs mug.
Branded.
Branded.
Oh,
Okay. Now that mug is required. I'm trying to find the score. I think 12 is the one that you've got to beat. I can't find it for the life of me. Does that feel
I
like
think it
it's
is,
right
yeah.
to you?
I think
12
12 gets you a tie. I think
13
13
is
gets you
the
a win.
winner.
Simon's a swat. Elam is swat.
Simon will know what these questions are because Mikey did the choice of not changing all the questions. So Simon will be ready and we'll whiz through these and I won't have any questions left.
Right.
So let's do it. 30 seconds. is
60?
But
Hang
half
on.
the time.
30 seconds is half the time. So ideally you want to be getting to the number 6 or 7 by 30 seconds.
Oh, cheers, mate.
Jesus, I'll save the editing. Alright, are we ready?
My name's not Jesus. Okay, let's carry on.
Alright. As quickly as you can, shout out your answers. Are you ready?
Yeah.
6 seconds on the clock.
Yep.
Let's go. What year was Whitworth founded?
1963.
What was the first show that they ever did?
Rio Rita.
Yeah.
Ooh. What's the last show they ever did?
Panto or Want, if you want a non-panto show. Pussy
Okay.
Boots.
Who's the current chair of the committee?
Andy Kelly.
Andy Kelly, yeah.
Okay. And how much are subs for the spelling bee?
40 quid.
What dates do the show go on until?
10th to 15th of June.
Yep.
And how much are tickets?
£14.
14.
If I went in the show in any of your accents, any of your characters, what accent would I need?
You need to
American.
talk like this.
Okay, Fab.
Just American.
Yeah.
Can
If you were me.
can you say "Hayes for horses" in that voice?
Hay is for horses.
Fantastic. Bank call is the best rehearsal of all time.
Yep.
Yes.
True, that is correct. What's the capacity of seating here at the St John's?
60.
60 people. I think it's more than 60.
It's 100. It's 100.
Oh, it's 100.
What days
panicked.
what days do you rehearse on?
Stop there.
Monday,
Monday,
Wednesday,
Wednesday,
Sunday.
Sunday.
Right, sorry, the time was finished, which means that you didn't get that. I'm just going to go through it
No.
because Lauren was fuming with
Because
you.
we're right.
60
Sorry.
people here.
I know, I panicked.
Jesus Christ. What was the right answer?
100 and
Well,
100-ish.
for
Spelling bee.
For this.
yeah, but you can
It
do
depends on what
108,
what
I
we.
think full capacity.
Okay, so for this one it's 100. Okay, fab. So that's not 60.
It's not 60.
Okay, I'll just do a little totaling. Terry, what did we need? 12 or 13 to be in contention?
12 for a draw,
Yeah.
13 for a win,
Let's
I believe.
go. Okay, so you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm giving you the last one on the base. Or did we not give it? Did we say yes or no?
What?
To the rehearsal one. Was the time out? Did the 60 seconds
No, they got that.
finish?
They got
You got
that.
12.
12.
Joint
12,
top.
joint first, yeah.
So actually, to decide that is between them and the other society. I can't remember who was
Paid
the
us.
one. Paid us.
Was it?
He followed.
it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
So
Susie.
Susie.
Because they got a ringer in, didn't
Yeah,
they?
they did.
Yeah, they
Susie
did.
and-
Yeah. So yeah.
So to decide it is an oiling wrestle match, isn't it? Yeah.
Funnily enough,
And we sell it.
funnily enough, the director of both shows is
Oh,
Mark
yeah.
Rosenthal.
Oh yeah.
Is it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
same director both shows.
What show was it that they got 12?
Bonnie and
Oh,
Clyde.
Susie, the girl, the ring. I know, it's all click. I do try, Terry. So listen, yeah, that is hard. Yeah, so it's between you and them in an oiling match, and you've got to.
An oiling match?
Yeah. You can put forward whoever you
Oiled
want.
up wrestling.
I'd like it to be the chairs of the committee. So Andy Kelly against whoever the chair is at Paydos. Let's do
Whatever
it.
is.
We'll set it up.
Country something.
We've got
Or
one more
just an arm
podcast.
wrestle. maybe.
Yes, and we'll film it.
And he's got a dodgy arm.
As it.
Uh,
All right, so you joint top. You might get the trophy, you might not. We have got one more podcast before
Yeah, we
this
have.
season finishes.
Yeah.
So spread the word. Spelling Bee is happening 10th to the 15th of June. Come and
Yeah.
watch it. It's an evening
idea.
show every night at 7:30.
Yep.
14 quid for the luxury. You'll get to see these guys. It's been an absolute pleasure having you both.
thank you
Thank
for
you.
having us.
Hope you've enjoyed
Yeah,
it.
no, thank you, and yeah, do come up and see Spelling Bee. Lovely summer evening out at the theatre.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get yourself a drink at the bar, buy yourself some sweets, get yourself a raffle ticket,
Yeah.
get stuck in.
And a programme.
Yeah, and just come and
Yeah.
see it, come and support that local theatre. Thanks very much for coming speaking to us today, guys.
Thank you for
Thank
having
you.
us.
Appreciate it.
Nice to see you, Bob.
Nice to see you as always.
And as always, you are a well-fitted costume. It's good night for me.
Lovely, thanks everyone. Cheers.
Ta-ra.
Nice one, take care.